Good morning, you crafty lot, and thank you for joining us on this wonderful Saturday morning. I'm so glad you're here for this show because it's going to be epic. It's going to be so much fun. As you can saw on the screens a few minutes ago, it's Play Your Crafts Right. So we're going to have a game. I've been told what the game is, but it's not going to be as easy as it sounds. And you know what? I'm up against Mr. Competitive. There isn't anybody else more competitive at Play Your Crafts Right than the gentleman across the studio from me. All I'm going to say, it was a very nice, friendly Play Your Crafts Right last Saturday. Good morning, Mr. Laird.
Oh, nice as out the window. Nice as way out the window when it comes to Play Your Crafts Right. It's not often I get to have the opportunity to play it. So yeah, I go full in. I go all in. I'm there to win, although I usually lose. But hey ho, it's all about the taking part. So I'm being told. But yeah, it's going to be such a lovely day. Really looking forward to today with yourself, Corrine. We've of course got Play Your Crafts Right. We're going to be having a look at a few things that I know Corrine will go over in a moment. But then in the middle of the day, it's my Craft Your Stash, which is all about the foil press. So we're going to have 2 hours dedicated to the foil press. We're going to show you a lot of techniques when it comes to your normal dies. So that can be our dies, that can be other branded dies, as long as it's the wafer thin dies. We'll talk you through that throughout the 2 hours, and then we're going to come back for a masterclass on the Saturday night time here in the UK, where it's all about the Venetian Grace. And what I've done is I've tried to put a little bit of a different spin on it. Maybe you don't have a big full collection, maybe you don't have pattern papers, maybe you've got simple coloured cardstock. I've tried to rein it in and then just make it a little bit more easier and simple to create beautiful cards if you are not one that has a lot of different crafty products, Corrine. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to today.
Well, that is an amazing segue into something we thought we would mention, because today, believe it or not, is World Card Day. How about that? Oh, I'm losing all my voices in my ears. World Card Day today. So that's going to be super exciting. So we want to make that interactive with you, lovely lot. So please send us in some pictures of your favourite, most special, or something, you know, a really special card that you have made to, you know, recently. We'd love to see that. Obviously, if it contains Crafters Companion products, that is even better. Bonus points for you there. And we'll have a see if there's anybody we can talk to and see if we can make it a little bit more special. We'll see what we do. We're just coming up with these things as we are thinking about them. So it's, as we said, it's going to be really good fun. Play Your Crafts Right first. Then we'll be back UK time at 3 p.m, which is 10 a.m. on the East Coast for our Craft Your Stash, get the words right. Craft Your Stash, all about the foil press. I learned so much from Craig when I see him let loose with the foil press. I'm going to be standing back and let him do it. If you've got any questions, if you've got any tips or techniques that you have found really work for you, or if you've got any little teething problems, then please give us a shout and Craig will see what he can do with those. And then, as he said, it's masterclass tonight. And I've seen a couple of Craig's demos. I've not seen them all. I am loving them. I'm loving his take. You actually, if you see some of the projects that have been made previously with this collection, and you see some of those that Craig's made, they look completely different, and that's what is so great. I love this. If I made a card with a collection, Craig makes a card with a collection, one of our Debbies makes it, Jan, Michelle, whoever, they will all look so different. So Craig has got a cracking way on that. Now, there's loads of you here with us already. Now, as you've seen, it's Craig and myself. We have got Victoria on the socials today, so it's really good. And then we have got James and Nicola in the... No, I just couldn't do words. Words just went, Nicola. She's going, wow. Craig's killing her. I lost all my words. Craig and James and Nicola in the gallery. Do you know what? I'm going to do myself little prompt cards. I'm going to put them over there every morning, and it's going to tell me who is where. Because I've just been talking, hi everybody, and I've been talking and saying their names. And then the minute you ask me to tell you who's there, it just goes out of my mind. And I do know we've got Tracy running around because she is very, very busy. And you might even see a bit of our Liam. He's in today. He's getting some bits ready for Monday morning because, as you know, something rather special is coming on Monday morning. We'll talk about that later. So we have Sylv Sparkley in this morning saying good morning. We have, hold the press, stop press. We are going to do a competition for World Card Day today. So, get your pictures in. The winner is going to get a £10 voucher. Couldn't ask for more. So that's it. Please get them in. We will keep that running right through to tonight to give you a chance. We'll announce the winner in the last show and we'll work out how we're going to get the winner later because we're just doing this as we run because that's how we roll here. That's how we roll. Sarah Brown's here. She said, hello, everybody. Hoping you are all well. It's time for some fun with CCTV. And all the gang sending you love and hugs from Melbourne, Australia. I remember, Sarah, it's 9 p.m. where you are. I remember you telling me last night, because they're even more forward than they were. It'll be Sunday very soon. Julie Barlow says, morning, all crafty friends. Sandra Dundas, she's got Mr. Yodel on his way with 3 parcels. Nice. I can understand why there's lots of trumpets and celebrations going off there. Cheryl's in watching from Seaward in Alaska. We've got Lynn Harvey in, hoping everyone is well. We certainly are. Susanna Stevens says, good morning all. Laura Miller, good morning from Virginia. Sean Sanderson says, morning everyone. Finally the weekend. Hope everyone is well. We are. Carletta's in from Arkansas. Lois is in from Ohio. Teresa says, good morning everyone. Our Mistress Deo is in from a sunny London. Just send it up a little bit north. We could do with a little bit more up here. I've been told it's going to be a nice weekend and it's still a little bit overcast.
Well, I'm glad it's nice in London because tomorrow night, one of my favourite reality shows ever starts again, Big Brother.
Oh, you're a Big Brother fan?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And here in the UK, it's been off screens for a couple of years, so it's jumped channel now, and that starts tomorrow, and it's based in London. So I'm glad that they've got a lovely weekend for that.
They certainly have. It's going to be good. Oh, you'll be giving us all the updates,
That'll be me. 2 in the morning, the live stream.
It's not celebrities, is it?
It's not celebrities.
It's ordinary people.
Ordinary people. And they did say that they are going back to ordinary people, no social media people and that. They're going back to basics again, which will be good, yeah. And the live stream's there. So I'm one of those at like 2 in the morning, you're just sitting and sleeping.
Watching them sleep.
With the aeroplane sounds going past and stuff like that. I know I'm a sado, but enjoy it.
No, that's what makes you happy. There you go. Oh, you see, 29 says it's morning all from extremely wet Scotland. It does rain up there a little bit. Sandra Dundas says, good morning to everyone and all the crafty chatty chums. Zoe Carver's in from a sunny West Sussex. Crafty Chimp says, good morning, crafty peeps. Hope everyone is having a good start to their day. All good here. Shelley Skinner, sorry, I've got my contact lens in it. Couldn't see what that was. Good morning all. Terry Anderson is good morning from Ohio. Lynn Morton is in from Newcastle. Sandra Jones says, are you okay, Corrine? No, I just lost names. Terry Mack says, good morning, everyone. Michelle Harris is morning all. And Pauline Pitt says, good morning, everyone. Just got back from the doctors. Flu and COVID jabs done, ready for winter. Looking forward to Craig and the foil press. I love the foil press. And finally, Sherry Harding is in from Brisbane, Australia. Good morning to you all. Right, any more? And I'll say those in a few minutes because I want to show you the first item we have got. This is our Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend pens. Now you're going to get all 24 of these pens and today we've got an amazing price. These are $79.99 all day long. They always are, but not today. You're going to get these for £55 or $83. But even better than that, your platinum price is dropping down to £44 or $66.40. Now look at this. I'm going to turn this around and you can see all 24 colours in there. Now, 24 pens, should I say. Now, remember, a tri-blend pen works by having 3 colours from that colour family. So if I find one that shows a really good example of this, this is aqua blue. And if you look at this, our James will come in nice and close. You can see you've got a pale, you've got a mid, and you've got a dark tone. So in this one, it's AB, aqua blue, 1, 2, and 3. Now, they are always consecutive numbers, but they're not always... They're always sequential numbers, but they're not always consecutive numbers, if that's the right word. So sometimes you might get a 1, a 2, and a 4. That's fine. Or a 3, 5, and 7. Absolutely fine. They don't have to have the same gaps between them, but because they go up in that blend, they will blend perfectly together. If you have struggled with your blending because you never know which colours blend well together, then this takes away all that strain from you. And this is like the original, it's the Essentials blend. So you've got things like your dark reds, you've got your oranges, you've got your greens, you've got your true blue in there, which is an absolutely brilliant one. You've got a few different pinks, including pale pink and bright pink. You've got your skin and you've got your ice grey as well. All of those, and remember, it's 72 colours across the 24 pens. Craig, what did getting tri-blends make to your colouring? What difference did it make?
So for me, they're always my go-to. Always my go-to. You know, I love and I'm confident when it comes to the classics. I'm still working when it comes to the Illustrator pens, but my go-to are always the tri-blends. I think it's because, of course, the cost of them, they're a lot more inexpensive when it comes to the bundle than if you go for the full lot for the classics. Classics have their place because you've got these ample extra colours when it comes to the range. But with the tri-blends, as Corrine was saying as well, you've got one colour family within one pen, but then you've got your 3 different shades, your light, your medium, your dark. Now, they are alcohol-based, so you can start to do the colour and blending like we're away to do. But something I verbalise quite a lot, I never actually really do it, and that is, because it's alcohol-based, Corrine, you can change the colours of gems and pearls and ribbons, like, you know, all these different mediums, chipboard, all of those you can then start to colour. So these ones just happen to be left over from the set with flowers. Now, you're going to be able to go over a variety of different coloured gems and pearls, but what I would say is certainly your clear ones, your ivory ones, your light ones, they're the best ones to colour, to really start to get whatever colour it is you're using. But
it means everything will coordinate perfectly, doesn't it?
It'll always coordinate. So if you're using maybe something like a purple cardstock, then you can then come along with your purple tri-blend. And like this, I'm not using all 3, I'm simply using just one of them, but I've got the 3 choices in tones. So if I choose to use it to colour different objects or different crafty products, then of course I've got the 3 tones to choose from. So that one there was just like an ivory one, but it works the same when it comes to your dewdrops. Your dewdrops, you're going to get more of that kind of glacier sort of feel. You're still going to get the purple.
It still looks a little bit transparent.
Exactly, yeah. You've got that transparent look because you've got that clear dewdrop. So depending on what pearl that you start to colour on, you've got the 2 differences. The same works exactly the same for any of your gems. So I've just got some of these little smaller gems here, and simply I colour on the actual backing. So I keep them coloured on the backing, and with it being alcohol based, it takes moments to dry. But what I would do is maybe do a few, let it set for 15-20 seconds just to make sure that the alcohol has evaporated and it's dried within the gem or the pearl. So I can now have my gems and of course my pearls all matching, but then maybe I want to do some, add some ribbon. You can do the same. Now I've only got thinner ribbon here, and you know, when it comes to colouring your ribbons and that, now of course with the bullet nib it might take you that little bit longer, but still you're still going to get a really nice smooth depth cover when it comes to your ribbon. And this just happens to be satin ribbon, but it could be your organza as well if you want to. It could be a variety of different ribbons that you've got within your stash. And there's no need to actually colour on the back either, because what it does is it seeps all the way through.
Perfect.
That colour will seep through, and then know that you've got a complementary ribbon with the gems or then the petals, depending on what you choose to use together. As I say, it's going to work really well for your mount board, your chipboard, things like that as well. But then, of course, let's use it for what we all love using them for, and that is colouring. So I've brought in my absolute favourite stamp in the world, and probably always will be. And this one here, this is from our Vintage Rose collection. A lovely one, it's a bold one, it's a full one, and then you've got your highlight lines as well, your dark lines to follow, if you want to follow with them.
How many times have you coloured this stamp in then,
Oh, I've
Craig?
lost count. I've absolutely lost count. It's
Nichola's
definitely...
telling me it's your most stamped stamp.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is it about this one then? Composition, size?
I love the size, I love the composition, I love the design, I love the large full petals to colour. I just love the depth that it gives you. It's an easy image to colour, but what it does is if you do start to do your blending and your shading, it gives you that incredible 3D look because you've got more of those wide open petals, certainly further out when it comes to the floral. But all that I'm going to do is go in with my light tone first. So I start where I want it to be dark. So for instance, this one, I'm following those deep shade lines that are already there for you. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to come about 2/3 of the way.
Can I just interrupt you? You've used Nina cardstock there, just in case people are doing. So that's an alcohol paper.
It is, yeah. That is absolutely the best one to be using when it comes to your alcohol colouring. It's to do with the fibres, it's to do with that buildability when it comes to the fibres, that layering of the fibres when it comes to alcohol colouring. But I've gone in with that light tone. So this is the dark red blend that I'm using. So we've got our light, we've then got our medium, and then we've got our dark. As Corrine said, they've all got their own codes as well, so DR1, DR3 and DR4. So they're not in that code order as in 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., but it still jumps in the proper shade levels. So I've gone in with that light tone, and that's me just kind of like priming my cardstock, that I like to say. I'm giving my cardstock a nice layer of colour. Now I'm going to go in with that darker shade. So I've gone in, and for this one, I'm following those highlight lines that are already there for me. Might come a little bit further, but I'm still just following where they are. I'm going in circular motions, really saturating my cardstock. It will potentially bleed, but that's why I've put this little bit of scrap underneath, so it's going to capture any ink that bleeds through. It's then going to capture that ink and stop it bleeding back up into my image. If I do it straight onto my glass mat, what could happen with it being a non-porous surface or a glass mat or a craft mat, anything like that, is that alcohol could seep underneath, hit against the glass mat, and because it's non-porous, be soaked back up into the image, and that's then potentially also going to then damage or ruin your colouring. So do it onto a porous surface. It doesn't have to be something like your expensive cardstock, and in natural fact, don't colour on your expensive cardstock. Just use a few copier paper sheets, an old envelope, a bill, something like that, that is then porous. It's going to capture your ink, and then I'm just going to then finish that off back in with that light tone. So I've gone in with that light tone first, and then I've gone in with the dark, gone in with the mid, and then I've gone in with that light to finish off. And each time that I go in colour, so if we go back into this one here and start that again. So gone in with that light tone, and then I'm just coming about 2/3 of the way here, up to the end, really saturating the cardstock into that layer, and then we're going to then go into the opposite side. So as if the way I like to think it is, I've gone in with my base layer, now I'm away to start. I'm away to start my blending and my shading. So I'm going to go in with the dark, and then as I said before, I'm just following these lines. If you don't have a stamped image that has any of these kind of like shade lines, highlight lines, what you can do, Corrine, is if you imagine that those highlight lines aren't there, pop something where the sun or the moon would be, is in that direction. That's going to give you that visual as to, right, the sunlight's going to be hitting down from the top left-hand corner. I know that all the dark shade's going to be underneath that petal there, and it can literally be anything just as a visual, that's where the sun or the moon's going to be. That's what I do if it's a stamped or an image that doesn't have kind of like a shading line.
Can I ask, Craig?
Yeah.
Before the viewers ask, why do you leave a little white gap at the end?
So that's a really good question, because I get that asked quite a lot, because what that's then enabling me to do, if I then just go all the way through to start with, that baseline, just with the light tone there, what I'm then essentially doing is if I've done what I've just done a moment ago, and that's just come so far forward, that's me then enabling myself. I'm going to have the dark, I'm then going to have the mid, and then I'm just going to have that actual light tone. So it's kind of then, it's a little bit of trickery on the eye, but it just helps round that image. You're preserving that highlight to start with, and already you can see that difference between where I left it white to that next level there. So we've now got that dark, that mid, that light.
It's
running
almost
all the
giving
way
you
through.
4 colours out of your 3 pens, isn't it? Because they're opaque pens, so the colours will layer up.
They will.
So by doing that, you've almost... See, where every time you go over with your light colour, you're making it darker, even your lightest one. So by leaving it white, because you're only going over it once, it's in its pure form, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. It really, really is. And it's just about building that colour, but it's not making it difficult. Don't make it difficult for yourself. And that's the thing with the tri-blends. You'll find so many colourists that absolutely love and adore the illustrator, but they'll even go back to the tri-blends time and time again. Between, of course, the ease of use when it comes to the pens, all 3 shades are in that one pen. But then there's still nothing stopping you, Corrine. If you wanted to, let's say, I know it's not really going to be the right tone, but let's just say the hydrangea, the darker blend. If you wanted to go in and add a little bit more dark and depth, you can do that. You can go in with a darker shade. Now, we do have, and I don't know if they're in stock, but we do have the deep tone collection of the tri-blends, whereas that's then going to give you the shade, so it's like the next level up. But say you don't have that, or you don't have the ability to get them at the moment, and you've only got the essential collection, have a look at some of the other colours you've got within your set. Have a look at some of the deeper tones. So for this one, if I go in the deeper tones, what we can then just do is just pick underneath just the base there, where we're then going to get that little bit extra darkness, that extra little bit of depth. And then what that's then going to do is then that's just really going to make it stand out. Whereas we've now given ourselves 4 really, or as you said a moment ago, we've already kind of given ourselves 4. So if you go in with that little subtle nod to an additional darker tone, that's then maybe even giving you 5 different depths. So it's having a play, keeping it simple to start with the 3 tones, and then just have a little play as you then practice, progress, go onto YouTube, look at all our past shows and see how everyone uses these ones. They're so simple, they're so easy, they're such a joy. But then all that you need to keep going and doing is building and building and building. And then I just done that just the other night before I came here. I've not even finished it just yet. So you can see here. And that's with the 3 tones. So the dark red blend, that was the alpine green blend. And then when it comes to, of course, that real dark, I will be honest with you, Corrine, and say, we don't have it here, but I did use, when it come to the dark red, I did use the dark red shades, the darkest one, and I'd done what I'd done a moment ago with that deep purple just into there. But you could go in with a deep grey if you wanted to.
Yeah, and there's ice grey in this
And there's
blend.
ice grey in there, yeah. So by following along and doing exactly what I've done there, then you can then really start to build up your image with the tri-blends. And that was me at home with, well, 3 tri-blends.
Absolutely beautiful. So Teresa asked what stamp it was. I think we covered that a few minutes ago. It's from the Vintage Rose collection. So that is perfect. Lots and lots of comments coming in. Ode 29. Oh, I'm so sorry. She says, I've been waiting for birthday week for months now. It's her first one. But she's away all next week and some of the following. Oh, you have to follow on your phone. You've seen the booklet. So, yeah, keep an eye out on the booklet and see, and just follow on your phone while you're away. That's what we would do. Linda D.
A little secret on that, because the booklet's out.
Yeah.
And it'll be near 5 years that I've been here. I've never seen Leanne panic so much when I put on roller boots. Especially when I hadn't had roller boots on for over like 25 years. So when you see in the videos, when you see Leanne literally grabbing me, she's grabbing me to protect me because she was like, oh my God, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Yeah. Even I was like, whoa.
I put them over my shoulder, and that was as far as I went.
As far as you went?
Yeah, over my shoulder. That's far.
Actually, do you know it's Victoria on socials, isn't
Yeah.
it? Victoria had to tie up my laces and then untie them and help me take them off.
Couldn't you tie your laces?
I can tie laces, but it's the way that you're trying to sit on wheels, Corrine.
And were they just running away from you?
Yeah.
I didn't mean you couldn't tie laces, but I mean you couldn't get...
You know that episode of Friends when Chandler puts the trainers on that's got the roller boots underneath them and then he does this full length? That's what everyone was waiting on me doing. I
take it you have worn roller boots before and you've...
like over 25 years ago.
But you used to wear them a bit?
Oh, yeah. So I'm the generation of both roller boots and then roller blades. But even then, it's about, I don't know, 15 years, 20 years since I've done roller blades. So, yeah.
My daughter's 34 next week, and I remember, and I can't remember what age she was for her birthday. I think she was about 10, and we had a roller skate party. Oh my goodness me, the floor was the most polished floor ever. And I just had these 10 girls go in and they just all scattered to the four winds. It was the most stressful birthday party ever. She had a good time, but there we go. We've got Linda D says, going to watch the foil master and hopefully finally use mine. Had it for nearly 2 years and never plugged it in. Our Craig is going to show you. Betty Weaver says, hello from Idaho. Teresa says, Craig, I'm a huge fan of Big Brother. The US show is already in full swing and it's season 25. She's watched every season and every episode. 25 seasons. That's dedication. I'm impressed. And you've still got time to be here and watching us.
I know.
Brilliant. We love that. Jane Austin is in from Illinois. We've got Veganista Celeste Peaceful Willow. That's a name, and I like that. Hello, Corrine and Craig. Well, hello to you too. Eleanor is in, said she's ordered the new watercolour paint from Sarah from HSN on Tuesday and can't wait to get them. Oh, they'll be with you soon. Kim Rice says, need to try colouring ribbon. Great idea. Wow, what a brilliant idea, says Rose. I never know you could do that. Thanks, Craig. You're a gem yourself. And the great thing is, make sure you colour them, as Craig showed you, on the backing, because then you can go right to the edges. And you saw Craig went all over the plastic backing so that you got it to the edge, which you wouldn't be able to do if you'd already put them on your project. Laura didn't know you could colour gems. Cheryl can't wait for birthday week, nor can we. Lisa says, good morning everyone, happy Saturday. Carol Shields says, my tricolour metallic pens came yesterday. How is the best way to use them? Well, we're going to be showing those. I think the best thing I can say is watch the shows because they're going to launch this week. I think Sarah's got them quite early. She might even have them on Monday.
Should be on Monday.
Monday. Yeah. Tune into Monday's show. We've not got them here to show you. So tune into Monday's show and Sarah is going to show you exactly how to use them. I've got a craft along with them at the end of the month. So there we go. We'll be able to show you lots of tips and techniques. Lauren says, tri-blends are excellent, especially the brush markers. Cheryl loves the tri-blends. That looks like a great stamp. Is it still available, says Julie Barlow? Not sure. We'll see if we can find out. Might take a little while. Stunning Rose, says Brenda. Rose says, that rose looks gorgeous because it's also my name. There we go. Oh, it's still available. It's on the website. What's it called, Nicola? Rose Bouquet. Type in Rose Bouquet and it will come up. So there you go, go and have a look. Sarah Brown, loving that. Shelley Skinner, can't wait to see the Tri-Blend Metallics on birthday week. You've not got long to wait because it's Monday. Nikki Gill said, I used to go roller discos way back in the day, couldn't balance now. Oh, and Julie Barlow broke her shoulders when she was 10 on roller skates. Oh no. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Sandra Dundas says, I was an ice skater, but that was 50 years ago. I have even skated on the Olympic ice stadium at Innisbrook. Oh wow, You know, lots of people that have got lots of hidden talents out there. Absolutely. Right, we've got some pictures and then we're going to play... Oh, this is a picture that made everyone laugh and then we're going to play Your Crafts Right. So let's have a look. Oh, wow.
Or is Debbie watching the dog?
Cindy's dog watching Debbie on the TV. How perfect is that? There you go.
That is brilliant.
How lovely. I made Craig laugh a few minutes ago with a picture of Maya Elsie with her goggles on because she's been having laser treatment this week. Had to wear goggles. So did I, but I didn't look as cute as she did. There we go. Thank you, Cindy. That is so cute.
It is really cute.
I wonder if she learnt a lot. There we go.
She did.
Okay, right, now we're going to play Your Crafts Right next. There we go. Oh, right, so it is name the product. So, oh, it's...
I've never been so happy.
I don't know who he is, but...
Yeah.
Apparently,
right, okay.
Sam... Oh, that's not fair. Right. I don't know who he is. I am... Oh, I don't know who he is, but I know what the product is, I think. There we go. Right, okay. Have you got it, Craig? Look at his face.
God, I'm just so happy.
He is so happy. I think edge crimper.
Very good. Well done.
I didn't know who he was. I had paper crimper.
That's Edge. Or Adam Copeland, as he's now in AEW and no longer in WWE.
I didn't know, but it was an educated guess. Once I got crimper.
Very, I'm impressed.
Thank you. Right, next one. Say what you see. Oh, yes, yes, that's so obvious.
Oh. Well, no, I'm like, is it that obvious?
Gemini.
I just put Gemini.
Gemini 2. Gemini.
Gemini.
I was like, Taurus? Star signs?
No. And the thing is, because I'm Gemini.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah. Me and Fish, 21st of June.
Yes, you share birthday, don't you?
Becky's just after us. Lily's just after... No, Becky's before us. Lily's after us. We're all Geminis.
There you go. That was all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's take it back, because it's so obvious, isn't it?
I'm so chuffed you put Edge in a wrestling term in that. It's made my day. I need to send that to Ben.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Craig's going, really?
Clearly they got my memo after last game.
What did you have as your last game?
I think it was with you. Was it not the artists?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that was your last game.
Yeah.
Does it put you off? You said, I'm not coming in on a Saturday
until you make the
games better.
No.
Gilding cornflakes.
I actually
put gilded wax. It's gilded
Oh my
flakes.
God, why did it... Oh my God, I know it's wax.
Yes.
Oh my God, and I know it's wax. Why did I put flakes? Why did I put wax?
Oh, I can't believe I've got one up on Craig.
Oh my God.
It was when I said gilded cornflakes and his face was like, what?
And then I go and put the wrong thing in.
Oh dear, you're too funny. Oh.
Make sure I write the right thing. And yeah.
What are those? Are what do they call them? They call it those sorts of the children are playing with. What
Water
are they called?
pistols.
Water pistols.
Yeah.
That's a weird one, isn't it? A glue and a water pistol. Water soaker. Glue gun.
Glue poketail. No, I'm joking.
Oh, right, is this the last one of this round? Oh, okay.
How can I go from there at the start to like there and raging with myself? Name the tool. Oh.
Thermometer. Oh! I'm usually rubbish at things like this, but there we go. I think...
That just reminds me of a scene out of Tool Time.
Tool Time, yes. Tim, what's his name?
The Tool Man Taylor.
Yeah, Tim Taylor.
Love that show.
Heat, tool.
Heat, tool.
I was like, sun. I was like, sun, thermometer. Yeah, just then I was like, ah, yes, right.
Can you guys in the gallery, can you send me like a screenshot of that one with Edge or something? Thank you. I want to send it to Ben.
How many did you get that? Apparently you've just been told off by Kiri. You know, Hannah Gosling-Smith's little girl.
Uh-huh.
She went, Craig. She put a hand on her hip and said, Craig. When you got that one wrong,
Sorry,
there we
Kiri,
go.
I know. I'm shocked at myself. I'm annoyed. I'm disappointed. I've let myself down. I've let you down. I've let the team down. I've let all of you down at home.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. The thing is, you knew what it was as well. You just wrote the wrong word.
Yeah, I know.
We go. There we go. Right, OK. Now, we are going to have a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to have a look at the rest of the things that we've got on the show for you today. So, please take the time to have a quick look at our Crafters TV little promotion, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the product.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
Feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking dough might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry, yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You all right?
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some...
Hello and welcome back. I hope you enjoy those videos. So much fun. Right, now the next thing we are going to look at, we have still got loads of people coming in. We've got Sandy in. We've got two Sandys on back to back. We've got Sandy Bellinger says, good morning, Craig, Corrine and the fabulous CTV crew. And we've got Sandy Priscorn says, hi from Michigan. Cool weather is finally here in the 50s all week. Well, if it's been really warm, you'll appreciate that. So I want to show you something that is really rather special. This didn't come out as part of a big collection. It came out as one of our standalone pads, which is what we do every now and again. Oh my goodness me, it is so special. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I love this because it doesn't follow the traditional pattern that we sometimes do with our pads. Whereas when you have the front, you've got all the detail. The back is often the pared down version of the front, so you can see where the front has started off, you know, like you'll see the background with some of the layers and, you know, a bit missing. This is completely different. So what you've got is you've got these beautiful floral designs. So you've got these poppies here in the red. But when we turn it over and look at the back, you've got the polka dot design, so you've got the sort of the red and the cream on there. Then you look at these almost like a wild rose or a dog rose, looking beautiful on there. And then when you turn this over, look at that. Now, if you look at that, if I put them this way and you can you see how well they go together? So you don't have to be worrying about mats and layers. So you're going to get, let me see what it says. You're going to get 36 sheets, you're getting 12 designs, so you are going to be getting 3 of each. Now, these are quite similar on there, so let me just see. There we are. Right, I'm trying to see. This has got the yellow dots and this has got the white dots, so it's a different design. But isn't this absolutely gorgeous? Some are smaller print and quite busy. I love how you're also going to get greens, and look at that green background. So whether you want to just be turning over your pages so that you can see the other side, or whether you want to have them as separate mats and layers, look at this greens and blues with this beautiful background. I'm trying to do it this way so that you can see them opposite each other. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? You've got the blues, you've got the yellows. We call it colours of summer, and it truly, truly is. You've got the sort of lilac-y blues. I think that's it. Oh, and we've got something a little bit different. Oh yeah, a lighter. This one's partially used, so we've got then a different purple on there. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, our pads are $14.99 every day of the week, but not today. We're going to give you this one for £10.49 or $16.09. But if you are platinum, it gets even better at £8.39 or $12.87. 12 by 12 sheet, 12 by 12 pad, 36 sheets, and it's all 180 GSM. That's a good weight. Not quite your construction, but brilliant for your mats and layers. Cut it with your scissors, cut it with your trimmer, cut it with your dies. It's going to work all the way. How would you be using this, Craig?
So we're going to feature it a couple of times within Play Your Crafts Right. The first time now, what we're just going to do is we're just going to make a lovely card just using both sides. We're going to go in with a gorgeous yellow here. I'm going to incorporate, so I brought these back in. So these are some of our double-sided flower dies. And I've just created a couple of these ones. These ones were actually the peony ones, but I changed them to a yellow tone. Because what you've got is, as Corrine was saying, you've got the opposite side, the polka dots, but they're also good to be using as a double side. So I've got my 7x7 card blank to the side. So what I'm going to do is, when it comes to the main actual pattern, I'm going to cut this to 6x6. And then we can see that I've got my 6x6, that's actually going to be that way round. When it comes to my next layer, what we're going to do is we're going to cut that to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So that's going to be my main top layer, but I'm going to use the polka dots as my matting layer. So instead of using a core yellow cardstock or a green, because of course you could use the green, what I'm doing is I'm using that yellow, that polka dot, as the matting layer. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to come in with another one, and this one I'm going to cut to 4 by 4. So I'm going to do 4 by 4, and again I'm just going to use the opposite side. And then for the next one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 3/4 by 3 3/4.
Craig, do you have your cardstock facing upwards depending, when you're cutting, do you have the side that's going to be on display upwards? I always do, but I don't think I noticed that you don't always do that.
No, so I always do it the other way. It was just so you could see the pattern
right.
as I was cutting it. But yeah, usually I would, so if that's going to be, because I know I cut, that's going to be my matting layer.
Yeah.
So usually, yeah, what I would do is I would cut that way, but just so that you could see the pattern,
right.
I've just done it the other way around. But yeah, I'll always cut the side that I want facing up. I'll always have that facing upwards usually. So that's going to be my matting layer there. And then this is then also going to be my matting layer into here. So it's just breaking it up slightly. But what I also want to do is I'm going to bring in a couple of my stitched edge nesting dies. So I'm going to bring in 2 of these. And these are actually the 4th and 5th one down from the largest one. And for this, what I want to make sure is I want to make sure they've got a really, really good coverage of adhesive. So let's just get that going. I got it going a minute ago, but it's really hot in here.
I saw you get that prepped as well. You've got it all primed and ready to go, didn't you?
All ready, good to go. Let's go in. And for this, I'm going to make sure, as I say, I've got a nice coverage. Don't need much, but at least a nice coverage over the back. And there is a reason for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to then press that in, press that all the way down, spreading out that glue. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with that smallest one. So the smallest one out of the 2, and we're going to then cut that out. So I'm going to just get that as lined up the best I can within the centre. It's the outer layer or the outer frame that I want, so therefore I'm going to pop my tape on the inside layer. We're just going to run that one through. So we're just going to run it through our Gemini. So that's going to do the cut in. And then what I'm also going to do is I want to create a framed ring with the 2 dies. So let's take that out. So that will go over the top.
Yeah.
But it's falling. It's just falling in. It's just blending in. You know, it's lovely, but it's just falling in. So what I'm going to do is let's take these 2 dies, and then we're going to, now you can then gut that cardstock even better. In actual fact, let's do it, because I do like to do it quite often. So let's just take the opportunity to do this. I like to use my V-blade paper trimmer. You can then come along, you can use your nesting dies, you can just use your craft knife and ruler if you want to. And I tend to go in at the 3/4 of an inch. And I'll just go in, twist and turn. Gives me enough framework, because I know, of course, when it comes to my mats and layers, they're predominantly 1/4 of an inch increments, if not a little bit smaller. So then can take that out. No one's going to know, because we've also got bulk from this layer plus that layer, and we'll have some white multi-purpose in the middle with a stamped sentiment. So that's going to create structure. So you're not going to lose any structure by taking that middle layer out. So I'm going to go in with this one, and because this has given me my floral, what I want once again is the polka dots.
Yep.
So let's go back in with our tape, and what I am going to do is I'm going to do this as central as I can, only because I can take this excess home and I can use it another time instead of wasting it.
Oh, you are frugal, aren't you?
So let's pop that through. Let's be honest, I probably won't, but we'll certainly try. We'll certainly try. So let's bring that one out. And it's a lovely way to show how you can be using your paper pad as the main framework, as the main matting layer. All you need to do is come in with a sentiment, which could be a sentiment stamp, a sentiment die, and then just a little bit of layering floral. So I've got the floral dies here. It could be embellishments, ribbon, whatever it is, or even just a few gems or pearls. So that now nicely
makes a difference.
Neatens up that framework that you can see here. It just elevates it ever so slightly. So let's go in with our tacky glue for this framework here. If you've got your double-sided adhesive sheets, you could put them on the back, and then that'll enable you to have a circle sticker that you can just peel off. But we're going to go in with my tacky tape. We're just going to press that in. Tacky glue. What did I say there?
Tacky tape.
Tacky tape. Tacky glue, tacky tape.
It's not only me losing my words today, is it?
It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday. That's my excuse.
You used your word count up in the week?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, it was gone by Monday. Well gone by Monday. There we go. So press that in. So we've now got that lovely little framework. So let's come along and then let's do our mats and layers. So I'm going to put my tape onto the back. If you refer back to glue school on Tuesday that I done for Leanne, where I talked you through, yes, your tape runners, and I also included the tissue tape because that's what I like to use a lot of the time. I'm just going to take that off, and then we can then bring that in and layer that up into the middle. I'm not adding any ink or anything like that. Of course you can do. I wanted to try and show how you can make a really lovely simplistic card, but a nice elegant card by using the layers from the paper pad. Most crafters are going to have circle nesting dies. Most crafters are going to have a stamp or a sentiment die. And then most crafters are going to have a flower die or flower embellishments or something to decorate. So if I take these ones off, and you've guessed it, because I've gone for a 7 by 7 card, it's because I like that white framework.
You like about ½ an inch on either side?
Yeah, I like that nice white framework that you get from the card blank. Not only that, it then ties in with what I'm going to pop at the back. So just on our white multi-purpose Faith, Love, Hope, which is from the Venetian Grace set, which we've got coming up in masterclass tonight. So what I'm going to do for this one here is I'm going to go in with my foam pads. So let's go in with my foam pads. I'm just going to use the strips here. So let's go around here. Now this isn't going to be a shaker or anything like that. It's just when it comes to something that's elongated like this, I just like using the strips. So let's go in, add these in. If you're looking for the strip foam pads, they come in the small pack of foam pads. So let's add that on. And then I'm just going to go into the corner there. It's just strengthening out the levels. So let's press that in. And then what I'm going to do is start with, I've already got my tape there. So let's take this off here. I'm going to add this on. Now, of course, you could pop this on completely flat. If you're posting and you're thinking about, of course, the cost of postage, this would absolutely work if you keep it completely flat. You know me, it's near impossible to do a card that is flat. I always like to elevate it somehow. So then I'm just going to hover, and I'm just going to get that central as I can and press that on.
Have you gone round the edge of the stamp sentiment with a grey pen?
The ice
really
grey.
Makes it pop, doesn't it?
The ice grey. I always, again, that's something else I do 9.5 times out of 10. I'll go around my stamped image with a nice ice grey too. It's always ice grey too. You can change the different shades if you want to, but it's ice grey too that I use. And then having the white multi-purpose, it also just pulls in from the white card blank. So if I take my backing off here, so this level I'm going to keep on flat, but then of course I've got my framework that's lifted, and my white layer I cut it a little bit smaller than of course my pattern paper so that you don't see that white framework. Pop that in there, and then I'm just going to come along. So I'm going to come in with the double-sided dies here that I've already layered up. Just going to take my foam pads off there. Once again, you could keep this flat if you wanted to, but then I'm just going to nestle that in so it's pointing towards the top. I'm going to come in with the next one. This one I'm going to do it so it's pointing outwards, but they're kind of also framing that faith, love.
It's that symmetry, isn't it? It makes such a difference.
Exactly, yeah. It really, really does. I'm just going to add a little bit of tacky glue to the base. You can, of course, pop it underneath the foam pads, but I'm just going to pop it in and press because I like to have that fluidity and flexible when it comes to the leaves. I'm going to do the same on this one. So this one also came from the same set, and I've layered them twice. I've done 2 sets. And then when it comes to this one, again, it was just 1, but what I've done, instead of doing 2 lots, Corrine, I've just chopped up the 1.
Yep.
So I've got 2 petals on 1, and then I've got a single
just got
petal.
a point of difference, really.
It is,
isn't
yeah. Or not petal, but leaf. That's just going to go there. Let's just twist it a little bit. Go in with that single one. So don't go looking for a single one in your double-sided die sets. It's just been chopped up. Bringing that in there. No gems, no pearls, no nothing, Corrine. Just focusing on the paper pad, the sentiment stamp that you've got, and then a flower embellishment or something like that.
Absolutely gorgeous. That is so pretty. Oh, Nicola said so cute. There you go. Now, if you want to be making something like that, you will need your 12 by 12 paper pad from the colours of summer. This is what Craig was using. And then you've got all those colours of summer, the pinks, the greens, the blues, the purples. You've got them all. $10.49, $16.09. But if you're platinum, right down to £8.39 or $12.87. A few comments I can just say. As I left yesterday, I said to my husband, I said, Michelle's husband always comments and you've never done. So, good morning, Colin. He has commented for the first time ever.
Colin.
He said, good morning. He said, Elsie and him didn't get a single one right in the quiz. Well, it's a good job I did, didn't I? There we go. I hope you're having a good morning, darling. There we go. Kate Meyer says she's excited for Monday. There is so much excitement in this building.
Oh, no, sorry, I don't have
Sorry?
That. That's all right, I'm just putting out the violins here. I'm saying, can I say good morning to my darling?
You can.
Not that I have one, but
Who's
you're
your...
all my darlings out there. So I'm just getting the violin out.
Oh.
There you go.
Poor.
Thanks for that, Nicola.
Clem is probably watching.
Clemmy won't be watching. She'll be chasing something.
Susanna Stevens says, looking forward to the foil press show later. I have the foil press, but not used it very much, and she loves the idea for the frame. Craig, have not thought of doing this. Poor Print Times 4 says that paper pad's one of her favourites. Nice idea, says Kim Rice. Never thought of building a frame like that. Sarah Brown says beautiful card. Love, love, love this card. Craig, says Christine Mahoney. And Sandy Bellinger says I love this card. Rose says, can you show how you've done the ice grey on the sentiment, please, Craig? We will show you that at some point.
I'll be doing that tonight in Masterclass.
There you go. Masterclass. Tune in there. What collection is the layering die from? Craig said it's one of our double-sided dies. They weren't so much from collections, they were just double-sided. Nice, now that I have a Gemini, I can start looking at double-sided dies, says Kim. Yes, don't forget to get your double-sided plates if you start picking up double-sided dies, because you need those for that. Okay, so we've got something else we want to quickly show you before we go on to the next round of the game. We have some of our jigsaw dies. Now, I've got 2 of them in front of me. The first one I want to show you is half price. It is our multimedia die. It is the star. And I'm going to actually turn it around so you can see the star on there. You can see it better on there. Look at that. So what it's going to do is it's going to cut out the star shape, but also cut out the jigsaw pieces at the same time. Really brilliant. You'll see it's not one of our silver thin dies. It's one of our brass coloured dies. That means it's multimedia. That means you can go through your thicker materials. You can go through your mount board, your craft metal, your fabrics. There's so many you can go through. You could potentially even go through acetate with this if you put maybe your metal shim underneath. Not sure if you'd want to, but you could potentially. But just to show you, it's a multimedia die. £6.49, $8.49 if you get that today. And your platinum price today, £5.19 or $6.79. So an absolute bargain. But the one our Craig is going to show you how to use is our abstract jigsaw. Now you can see on there, I love this because what it has is the jigsaw pieces aren't in straight lines. We have 2 very similar. One that cuts out the pieces in nice sort of symmetry, straight lines and really easy. Or this one where they're abstract and the pieces are all a little bit more, there's no straight lines going through there. Maybe make it a little bit more complicated to use. Again, it is half price, $14.99 or $19.99. That is really, really good value because it is a, as you can see on there, it is one of our brass coloured dies and it will go through multimedia as well. So you're going to cut out 30 pieces and the finished size is 5 by 7. Absolutely brilliant. You could be sticking your pictures on your mount board, you could be colouring in your mount board, you can use it so many ways. Do it on fabric, there's so many ways to use this. You could be saving a fortune. I saw an advert last Christmas or maybe the Christmas before advertising that send them in your pictures, your family pictures, and they'll turn them into jigsaws. They were talking £30 or £40 per time. Now you can be making multiple ones for $14.99. What's the face?
Why spend 30 odd quid when,
I know.
you know, like a craft room full of thousands of pounds worth of products can make it?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, but I mean, business in a little box.
It absolutely
very slim.
is.
There you go. You know, you could be you could be going to craft fairs, craft events, have a couple with you, and set it up and get people to send you their pictures afterwards. Really works so well. Okay, Craig is going to go on to there and demonstrate that in a minute. But first, we've got a couple of your cards. Now, these are totally random. There is no. This is, you know, no level of entry in these. We're going to be using these. So the first one is come from Audrey. Absolutely gorgeous. Is that, I'm trying to see, is that our balloon sentiments? I think in there. Or we think Floribunda or Venetian Grace paper. We're not totally sure on that one. What do you reckon, Craig? Can you tell?
Oh, that's stumped
Not
me.
sure.
Might be Venetian Grace.
Might be Venetian. Very pretty, whichever
Very.
paper it is. Very pretty. Oh, the next one we've got in is from Bethan. We love this one. How about the shaped word dies with our penguin stamps? We're loving that. The penguin as the O.
Cool.
He is gorgeous.
I love those
and I
dies.
think she's used our, like that fluffy stuff. that we do.
Yeah, the puffy snow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Did you not notice, Nicola? You missed that one. She was too busy looking at the penguin. That's how I would imagine you as a penguin, Nicola.
I could as well, actually. Yeah,
if Nicola
I could.
was a penguin, that would be Nicola, wouldn't it?
With fancy little Crocs on.
Yeah.
With little
and the little
penguins.
hat. You don't look like that, but that's what you'd look like if you came back. Back in penguin
I think
form.
Nicola should start
There we go.
dressing like
We've got one here from Anne. Ooh. Ooh. Apparently, she's won a ribbon from, we think it's the Minnesota Fair. Nicola's just going to... Ooh. The
Brilliant.
Minnesota State Fair Creative Arts Competition. And this is what she got for that. She came second with that.
Well done.
Absolutely gorgeous. We are so impressed. Goes through quite a few collections there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely gorgeous, Anne. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, this one's very nice. We like this. From Cheryl King. Look at that with the lights behind. So she's mixed in one of our cut and embossed dies, in with that gorgeous wreath, in that papers. Oh, beautiful. I do know those papers and I can't think of the collection.
I know, yeah.
Really pretty.
Is it 'Twas the Night?
No, it's not. 'Tis the season.
Tis
Tis
the
the
season.
season. Thank you, Nicola. Oh, and here's one from Christine Mahoney. Is this like a scrapbook page?
Is that a homage to us all?
Oh, it's a homage to Crafters TV. Oh, yes, look, there we all are. Absolutely gorgeous. 2 scrapbook pages.
Yeah.
Wow, that's lovely. Thank you for sending that in,
Lovely.
Christine. What a lovely thing to be doing. Is that all the pictures? Oh, I better get back. That was just 5 totally random pictures. Doesn't mean anything. Yet, please send them in and we will pick a winner. Right, Eleanor says, what plate combo do we use for the jigsaw? I forgot, it's been a while. Craig is about to use it, so he will show us.
I will do.
I made a jigsaw for my brother and couldn't understand why he was taking so long. But of course, it was the abstract die and it was really hard, says Lynn Blackledge. Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder. Rose says, Craig, could you please tell me if I run a square of MDF with a circle die, would it cut the MDF completely? Oh, MDF's no. The MDF is 2 millimeters thick, please. I know what I think, Craig. That question's for you, but I know what I think.
Yeah, no. I think even a multi-craft die would struggle with that as well, being MDF.
It's not the right composition, is it?
No.
It's too dense.
Yep.
It's a wood. MDF, obviously, is a wood product, and our dyes aren't designed for wood. I know you're only using the 2 mil. I wouldn't want to be using it at all. There's no give.
Either, no.
If you think about
balsa wood or mount board that we're about to do, it's got give
balsa
to
wood.
it.
Yeah, if you really need to, stick 2 pieces of mount board together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're not designed for MDF. I think you're pushing it a little bit too much there. Thank you. There we are. Lots of love for your card. Mary Ann Rosie says, lovely card. So does Betty. Catbutt says, hi, Craig, Corrine, team and everybody. Genius idea with a double-sided paper. Lovely card. Oh, Terry says, hello to Corrine's hubby. I'm sure he says hello too, Terry. Thank you. I have to get starting using that die. The jigsaw die, says Eleanor. Linda loves the abstract jigsaw puzzle die. There we go, and that's caught up with the comments. So Craig,
yes,
it was Eleanor who asked about the plate combo. So when you get to that bit, could you please show Eleanor the plate combo?
Of course I will, absolutely.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Colour of Summer paper pad with this jigsaw die, but I believe we've got some mount board on the website as well that you can check out.
Is mount board on the show?
I thought it was on this show, yeah. I just thought I better tread carefully on that one, just in case it wasn't, but yeah. So we've got, I think it's something like 8 by 10 or something when it comes to the mount board.
It is.
But what I'm going to do is, because the jigsaw die is 5 by 7, I'm just going to cut my paper here to, I'm going to go 5 1/4 by 7 1/4 because I want it to be a little bit bigger than our jigsaw die. And then what I'm also going to do is I brought in a piece of the mount board, and this was the mount board. This is the 8 3/4 by 10 7 3/4. So 8 3/4 by 10 3/4, and I've just cut it down. So you'll get a couple of these from, of course, that large mount board, and I've pretty much just cut it to the same size. Now, when it comes to using your jigsaw dies, whether, of course, it's photos, images, even pattern paper, make sure you're giving it a really, really good seal. So the best way to do that is with our tacky glue, but still, you're wanting to make sure that you're giving it a full seal on the back, but you don't want to have too much because you don't want that to then start to seep through with it being water-based, and of course this being a matte cardstock or matte paper. Let me just, I think we're starting to run low on this one. Let me get this one here. So this is about just having sparing amount, but still you've got a good quantity of it on the back. So let's get our glue going here. So we're going to give it a really, really nice squiggle. We're going to go and squiggle over the back, and then that is pretty much it. Now, I'm fine using my fingers. Our tacky glue is completely safe, acid and lignin free, etc., etc. But if you are still a little bit sensitive to any adhesives or that, you can either pop a glove on or use a paintbrush, just dry and wash and dry your paintbrush afterwards, or maybe a little roller tool, something like that. But you're just wanting to make sure that you have just the right amount, not too much, because, as I say, you don't want that to start to saturate through your cardstock. You just want it to be enough. And then we're just going to go over the top. We're going to then go in. We're going to give that a really nice press. So brayer, that was the word I was trying to think of a moment ago with the glue. A brayer, but then of course give it a really good clean afterwards, or a brayer's really good for doing this bit here, and that's just pressing down, making sure that there is no creases, there's no bubbles, there's no nothing. And then ideally, like anything, I would leave this overnight like I've done with that one there. But that one's dry, that one's dry in, but neither of these have any creases, there's no bubble, there's no buckling, and that is just making sure that you've got that right amount of your tacky glue there. Just a nice thin amount there, spread out really nicely, and then that means you're now good to go. Do that with your pattern paper, do it with your photos, anything like that. Tacky glue is an absolute godsend, and as much as I love my double-sided adhesive sheets, I will always use my tacky glue for my jigsaws over any other adhesive, even the sprays. I think Sarah uses the sprays and they work, they are great, but it's just about the jigsaw because they're going to be manhandled a lot, they're going to be used, they're going to be played with, so you just want to make sure that you've got a really, really good adhesive layer. And then when it comes to our multi-craft dies, multimedia dies, they're both exactly the same thing, just a different name. What we're going to do, now these will work within your junior plates. I do like to use my bigger plates only because I like to have that little bit extra space when it comes to my actual plates because I can turn them at a little bit of an angle. So we're going to go base plate and then we're just going to go and tape that down at the side. Now this is a form of a kind sadistic puzzle. Now what I mean by that is in the past I've talked about why not take photos of baked beans or peas or popcorn or something like that,
aren't you?
and then give it to your uncle or granddad or just someone in the family. You have to give them something, but you don't want to really give them it, so you make them something like that. This is a lovely floral sadistic change because we're doing it within the pattern papers. So we're going to go cutting into our base plate, we're going to go frosted shim and then top cutting plate.
So no magnetic shim
magnetic
at all?
shim. No magnetic shim because your multi-craft dies are thicker. So you need to counterbalance those layers. So you need to take something out. So therefore you take the magnetic shim out and then of course that's then going to take into account the thickness of the multi-craft dies. And this is going to go for any pattern paper that you've got as well.
I mean, if you think about it, you've got the thickness of that die and the thickness of your mount board as well, haven't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is cut like a dream. That gives you what we'll call our pencil line. That pencil, it's as if it's been drawn on with a pencil. So all that we're going to do is we're going to take that outer framework on and then we're just going to, I'm just going to carefully take that low tack tape off here. And then what we've then got, Corrine, is a really fun, floral, lovely, thoughtful, sadistic jigsaw when it comes to pattern paper.
Wow.
From your collections. So then you can then come along and then just pop all these bits together. What makes it even more sadistic is the fact that it's the abstract one, so it's not straightforward. Now I can pop these straight back because I've popped them out in the way that they came out. But of course you can imagine what you can then do is then just start to juggle them about. And then what I've got here is I've just got a cello bag. This is just a DL or slimline cello bag. You could do it with a 4x6 or you could do it with a 5x7 if you want to. And then I'm just going to pop all of these little bits in here. Now this could be a photo of the grandkids, could be a photo of the dog, it could be a photo of, you know, the baby that's just been born. And then I'm just going to take that off. I'm going to seal that probably, actually, I'm going to sit now, not quite in half. I'm going to come up just a little bit. And then what I've got here is I've taken those stitched edge nesting dies again.
Yeah.
And I've taken the second largest one and I've done that twice. And then the third largest one, what I've done is I've taken what was the opposite side of that pattern paper. So I've taken the opposite side that you can see here and then just created a matting layer. So let's take my tape, so whatever tape that you want to use, and because my jigsaw is the floral, I'm going to have my layer as the polka dot. So that's going to go into there and press
Why
that
don't you
in.
just stick and glue? And Linda says, could you use the double-sided adhesive sheets when you were doing the jigsaw? You could,
Yes, you can.
couldn't you?
You can. You absolutely can. And it will work and it will hold its form, no problem whatsoever. I just feel when it comes to something like your jigsaw, the best one to go for is going to be the tacky glue, but that does not mean that other forms of adhesive won't work. Like I say, the permanent spray, I know Sarah uses, the double-sided adhesive tape absolutely will work, but my personal favourite is the tacky glue.
You're not the only sadistic one Susanna Stevens says you could do similar pattern paper on both sides to make it even more challenging.
You could. You really could.
Oh, dear me, yes.
How fun would that be? Real fun. Fun watching, actually, whoever's making it. Folded my circle in half, and then I'm just going to press that on. So instead of making like a little sweetie treat bag, what we've got is we've got the little jigsaw. This one can then go into place. So let's come in. So I'm just going to pop my tape over the top of this half here. So it gives it a nice little seal. So if you are going to be making and selling, Corrine, what you could do is whatever is on that image, print it out smaller, and then you can maybe pop it onto the back layer of that, so whoever's buying it knows what the picture's going to look like. So we've got our little topper that we can see here, and then what I've done from our decoupage flowers and dies, I've just come along here, and then I've just layered these ones up.
It's amazing how when you look back, how many things actually work together.
I know, yeah. And it's funny you say it, because that's exactly what I've done. I chose out the paper, and then I thought, right, what else have I got, you know, along the lines of the peonies or anything like that, and colour theme and that. And that's why I dug out those from my double-sided dies. I've dug those out from, of course, things such as our decoupage dies. And I'm just going to tuck that under. So I'm going to pop just a little bit in that corner, and then I'm just going to put a little bit onto here. So I'm just going to tuck that under. It's just Happy Birthday, which actually came from the same set as well, same set of stamps. And then hold that for a second. And then could be a little gift that you can then be making, and it could be a photo, of course, of the grandkiddies, the niece, the nephew, the dog, could be the cat, the guinea pig, the rabbit, or if you just want to do it within your pattern papers. We've all got so many pattern papers. What a nice way to then start to use them up when it comes to a jigsaw.
Absolutely brilliant. So if you want the multimedia jigsaw die, details are on the screen right now. $14.99, $19.99, so that is half price today. Your platinum price is going down to $11.99 or $15.99. Now, I know the details popped on the screen a few minutes ago, but this is the mount board that Craig was using. So it is a bit bigger, and it says it's absolutely perfect for the 10 by 8 dies as well. So brilliant. Couple of comments.
That's what I used. That's what I've got at home, and I just cut it down. Cuts on the guillotine. You need a little bit extra strength, but it will cut on the guillotine.
So you wouldn't use it on your trimmer?
Not the trimmer.
But you use it on your guillotine?
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. OK, Christy Mahoney, about the scrapbook page, she says, because I love you guys so much, I sent that one. It says, because of you, I laugh a little harder, cry a little less, and smile a lot more. Well, that is really nice. Thank you, Christine. Great going into birthday week. Yes, we are all excited about that. Nikki Gill says, I have made a double-sided jigsaw for my mum for Christmas. She will hate me, but Michelle Harris loves that idea. I like to make a box with a picture of the puzzle on when it's gifting a puzzle. Yep, that's lovely. Yeah, lots of love. Now, Eleanor, bless, and thank you for sending this in, Eleanor. Eleanor says, I'm going to get back into crafting today and make some Halloween cards for my mum and niece, and also my youngest daughter. It's been a while since before my oldest daughter passed in August. I think she would want me to get back to what I love doing. Well, Eleanor, we're sending you loads and loads of gentle hugs and love today. Please, if crafting is your happy place, I'm sure that's where your daughter would want you to be. And I'm sure you'll have fond memories of your daughter while you're crafting today. So lots of love from us, and I hope your crafting goes well. So there we are. OK, we are now going to be playing the next round of the game. So if I remember rightly, the score is 4-5 to me. Maybe it is. There we go. OK. OK, so we are now going to look at the next one. Car. Ooh, say what I see. Ooh. So it's not the car.
So it's like I'm not seeing a car.
This one. Oh. we might have some helpers. We might have some helpers.
Oh,
We've got a baby's just been walked
gosh.
into the studio. So we can't concentrate on
No.
this. Distraction zone.
Um,
Oh, this one's hard. Mini. 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 It's something mini. Are you there? Mini. Oh, come on. Come on, Corrine. Come on, Corrine. Okay. I'm going to say Gemini Mini.
I've put Gemini Mini.
Mini. It was just the word mini.
Yeah, to the product, and there's a picture of a mini car that I was...
Okay. I was expecting more than the word mini. We've been saying the word mini backwards and forwards.
Didn't think it was going to be that simple.
Let's hope they get a little bit easier. Oh.
To be fair, it couldn't have been any easier than that, was it? It was a mini on the screen. Name the product.
Right, I know.
Oh no.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah. Don't stop giving clues. It's not fair. I'm out.
No. I'm going to... No.
I might be well off, but...
Alphabet.
It's so easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know which way I'm going. I don't know. Am I doing blocks or alphabet? Guitar, bass. What sort of guitar is that? Lead.
Yes, James, stop helping. I want to win one. Oh, I've got it
Apparently
right.
you're getting in the comments, not that
Oh
they're
no,
coming
she's
through.
about to look at the comments.
They're not.
Cheat.
Block. When I hear words like Les Paul guitar, you put me down the wrong route.
I was next to Les.
Rocker block.
I've put rocker block. Rocker blocks. Rocker blocks.
I was having
It didn't help when they were saying rockers' names in our ear when I'm like, doesn't mean anything.
No. Okay. This second round's a lot harder, isn't it? I nearly said it out loud.
Name that.
It is say what you see. It really is on this one. Say what you see.
Oh.
It is, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Although, well, yeah, I suppose it is that, isn't it? Scoreboard.
Scoreboard.
Yeah.
There we go.
Getting there, we're getting there. My favourite's still Edge.
How many have we done? Was that 8 so far? Or is this the last one? Oh, who's he? Oh, that's not fair. Do you know who he is? He does. I don't know WWE.
It's actually WWF.
WWF. What's WWE?
Well, that's it now. But when he was in it, it was WWF.
Oh, that's really... Think. Apparently somebody's got it in the
Well,
comments.
I know the first, but I've put something at the end and I don't know where that would come from.
No. I'm going to... No, this isn't. No. I'm going to say... I'm writing. I can't write any faster. She's counting in my ear. Right, because... This is totally... Because I had to write something down. Because he's wearing a mask. Masking tape.
Oh, good one. I've put Ultimate Pro. Because he's the ultimate warrior.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I was thinking, where's Pro going to come from, though? Get Ultimate.
Was that it? Was that the final one? Oh, last one.
Yeah, he's no longer around now, unfortunately.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Light up, light up.
Frog tape. Gilding cornflakes. Are you ready?
Yes. Light pad.
Light pad. It's a tie.
It's funny because both of me and you launched it, didn't you?
We did.
I launched it here, you launched it at Hobby Maker.
Yeah. Oh, Nicola was saying something and my thingy went off.
It's a tie.
Sorry, ties. So, we never said at the beginning, I was playing from Facebook, Craig was playing for YouTube. So because neither of us won, it's even better, we're going to have 5 winners from Facebook, 5 winners from YouTube, and you're all going to get a prize. So our Victoria is going to... Loads of people got that Ultimate Pro. She's just sent it through now. Wow. That's not fair. She's going to pick 5 names from each way that people were watching. 5 from Facebook, 5 from YouTube, and send the names through, and we'll give you the address in a minute. How perfect timing is that? You're going to have a gift voucher in time for birthday week next week. I know. And then somebody's going to have a voucher for sending in pictures of their cards. Just send in 1, please, because otherwise it's going to take us too long to try and do. And we're thinking that maybe our lovely Tracy might be able to pick one in our last show as the winner. So we are just going to do a little video. I'm not sure what it is. It's all about what's happening next week. It's all about our birthday next week. So please watch this.
We're switching on the spotlight and turning up the sparkle because our amazing 18th birthday is nearly here.
We're going all out this year to light up the dance floor for our biggest and brightest party ever.
And best of all, everyone's on the guest list. So join us from the 9th to the 22nd of October to dance yourself dizzy.
And we're really spoiling you this year. We've got more glitter than a disco ball.
So get ready for a dazzling lineup of fantastic craft launches and so many fabulous crafty treats and surprises.
Crafters, this is your time to shine. Head across to our new Crafters Companion website where you can have a look at our birthday booklet for all of our incredible deals.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Hello and welcome back. Well, our crew has suddenly grown. There you go, I'm going to show you. There you go. Craig, we only have disappeared for 3 minutes. He's had a baby.
Look.
He's our Tracy's grandson. Isn't he absolutely gorgeous? He's so good.
He really is. He really is.
I just had a cuddle.
You're getting no work out of me for the next half an hour.
I passed him over to Craig, and he's now. Don't know what he's seen. He's seen something.
I know
hasn't he?
What you seeing? What you seeing? He's seen the lights. Has it seen the lights? Oh, Tracy's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely click.
He's like, I'm not showing my face. I'm not showing my face. He's refusing.
What did you say? 11 weeks today, Tracy? Yeah.
Yeah.
11
It
weeks
was a
today.
Saturday, wasn't it? I remember.
Look. Oh, we'll take
so
you
good.
back here.
He's
I better
so
do
good.
some work. Right,
Right, Craig's going to pass him back. Okay, we better get some work done, hadn't we? Otherwise we'll all be in trouble. Now, one of the things we are doing today is we're going to be doing you a masterclass all about Venetian Grace. It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful collection. This is just a little selection of the products. Craig's just lost. He's gone gaga. He's gone absolutely gaga. There we go. So we'll get Craig. We'll bring in Craig back.
I wonder where you were going there.
We're bringing Craig back. You're all right now, are you?
Down.
You're back in the room, right?
Back in the room.
We have the Venetian Grace. This is a selection. So this is what I'd call your tools. The tools that are going to last forever. There's nothing in here that is a consumable. So there's all the bits that you've got. The hardware. You've got your Rialto bridge, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous die. So beautiful. Great for connecting two elements together if you want to. You have got your harmonious harp. Now, a lot of these, that one included, and this one, are cut and embossed dies. So you can see there's open holes in here with no blades around the outside. So they can be run through with your embossing mat and added extra detail. We've got little cherub, as we all know, modelled on our Leanne's little granddaughter on there. That is really, really pretty. Renaissance frame is another one of our cut and embossed dies. It's a two-piece, so you've got the outer mat and then you've got the detail, and this just adds extra detail, extra volume by being able to emboss it. We've got ornamental frame, which is another beautiful one. This one is 3, so you've got the outer, the detail, and the inner. But look at that frame. Look at how elegant that is. If you want to add the mats on the outside and the inside, then you can. Now you're getting all of these. You haven't got to pick which bits of these you want. You've got Renaissance border and corner. Just say if any of these are taking your fancy and you think, all right, I can't go for the big bundle, all of these items are available individually today as well. So you've got this gorgeous border detail and the 3 matching corners to go with those as well. You can make little frames out of these. You can do all sorts. We've got a cut and emboss die as well. Cut and emboss folder. That's what I meant, cut and embossing folder. At Opulent Grace, there you go. So you can see it's going to cut it out and it's going to emboss at the same time. And then you've already seen some of these being used today is our Moment in Time. Absolutely gorgeous. All I can say is keep an eye out on that little treble clef there, because it might focus really cleverly in one of Craig's demos today. I am loving this. You have got faith, love and hope. I have faith in you. Today is all about you. Moments in time, absolutely gorgeous ones. So they all come individually. So there you're going to see, you're going to get all 8 items. You're going to get the stamps, the embossing folder, the border and corners, ornamental frame and Renaissance frame, the little cherub as well, harmonious harp and Rialto bridge. Now you're going to be paying £51 or $68 for that selection today. Such good value, really good. But your platinum price today is £40 or £40.80 or $54.40. Just before we go on to there, I would love to just quickly tell you who the winners are so that you can get your emails in, because don't know how long this is going to take of this one. So from Facebook, we have Lauren Miller, Sandy Priscorn, Kathy Legary, Legary Manilli, sorry about that if I said it wrong, but I think you will know who you are, Jane Farmer and Christine Mahoney. There you go. There are 5 winners from Facebook. The address is coming on the bottom. It's prizes@crafterscompanion.com. So make sure you drop your email into there and say you won Play Your Crafts Right today, and you will get a £10 gift, credit to your account, and you'll be able to spend it next week during birthday. Our YouTube winners are Julie Barlow, Dina Salento, Andrea Floyd, Fran Cunnath and Valerie Martin. So make sure you as well use that address, prizes@crafterscompanion.com. Congratulations to you all. Make sure you do that and you're all going to have a £10 voucher, and it will be there next week. Colleen Cowell-Passardi says, love this collection. I have this and the paper and the dies are wicked nice. I have made a few cards and this is such a nice collection. And Linda says the Venetian Grace paper would be great for abstract jigsaw puzzle die. We haven't got that in the bundle, but the Venetian Grace paper is available as an individual on our website. Right, Craig. Are you ready to show us how you can use this?
I am indeed.
Thank you.
I am indeed. Now, when it comes to this collection, Venetian Grace, we're going to obviously have a look at it now, and we'll have a look at it again within Masterclass. What I've tried to do is just use what's in that bundle. Now, as Corrine said, if you want to go to the website and get some more of the paper pads, etc., then you can do. But I've just tried to use that collection that Corrine's just showed you there, with kind of like cardstock that you've got around the house. Now, the other week at home, I'd done this kind of white work design that I really liked the look of. I kind of replicated it the other day very quickly on the spur of the moment the other night on Crafters TV, so that this time let's do a full demonstrations with white work. All that I'm using, Centura Pearl with a hint of silver and also white multi-purpose. So let's get started here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I've got some white multi-purpose and I've got my Centura Pearl. Now for this one here, I'm going to be using I'm using the ornamental frame to cut. My finished one is using the Renaissance frame. We don't actually happen to have it here at the side of me here, but we'll cut within this one and then we'll still get the same result at the end, just different image. So I'm going to use the outer die. I'm going to use the outer die to cut into the Centura Pearl, and I'm just going to take my tape here. Let's take the tape, and what I will do is let's just do it so that we can do these within one pass. Let's bring in my larger plates here. So we're going to come in with our base, we're going to come in with our frosted magnetic and then top plate. So tape it down into place, and then we're going to go in with the actual decorative die. Now this decorative die, it does have an outside cutting edge, so it will cut out the card. This additional background die, that's there to give you a matte layer or an aperture if you want. So let's go and let's tape that down. I'm going to bring in my inner. So we're going to pop that in as well and then tape that one down. So let's just pop them on my plates. Let's go in with our frosted magnetic top plate. We're going to line these ones up and then we're just going to feed them through our Gemini. I think we'll need to get a few new larger plates, but let's run that through. So as you've seen a moment ago, they're all going to go through within the junior. You'll just need to do them one by one, which most of the time that's what I do at home because I like my junior plates and I still go back to my junior as well. But by going in with the larger plates, you can do them both at the same time. So I've got my outer and then I'm going to go in with my decorative, and then we can see here, what we're going to do is we're just going to pop these bits out. Now, if you use just the die on its own, it also has an inner die. But you'll have noticed, because I've put in that inner frame, what it also gives you is this really lovely, delicate frame. Now, no, I'm not going to be using that, but still, I'm going to keep that for my stash, because I think that's a really funky little frame to keep and use. But we're just going to go in, and then we're just going to pop all these little bits out. So they're all going to come out, and this top decorative layer, this one being the ornamental frame, I've cut in white multi-purpose, and then that base layer is the Centura pearl with a hint of silver. It does look as though it's a hint of gold, but it's actually got silver. I always have to re-look at my hint of gold and my hint of silver, because sometimes, depending on the way the light catches, they could be classed as each until you just get that right angle. You go, oh yeah, there's the gold or there's the silver. So that is where, if I layer them both together, I've then got that white on white.
Wow.
So we've
Very
got that one there. But bringing in, this is the one that I've actually used, and that is the Renaissance frame that you can see here. So I've just done it exactly the same, Corrine, white multi-purpose, and then Centura pearl, but that's the one that I'm going to use.
You get very different looks. One's a lot.
You do.
One's quite delicate. One's a lot chunkier.
Yeah. Well, for instance, that one there is all die-cut detail. That one's got embossed detail and there's scope to pop my foam pads on the back like I've done there. Whereas this one, there's no embossed detail and there's nowhere to pop foam pads.
That would be a flat on your card,
Flat on card, 100%, absolutely. So now that I've got that layer done, what we can then do is let's come in, and I'm just going to chop to my junior plates now because I'm only going to be doing one at a time. I'm going to go in with another piece of Centura pearl, and we're going to go in with the Renaissance border and corner. Now for this one, there's no specific size that my cardstock is. It's just long enough to hold my die, and I'm just coming in just a little bit from the end because it's an edgeable. So you've got all that outer edge, and then it does not cut along the bottom, it stays in place, but we've got all of this decorative embossed detail, which I would highly recommend every time. Run it through, these ones anyway, with all the embossed detail, run it through with things such as your embossing mat, which I will do just to show you in a moment, but we're going to run it through.
Interesting question here from Terry. Craig, do you still use a Gemini Junior more than the G2?
I wouldn't say I use it to the same amount of time that I used to use it before the Gemini 2, but that is just because I've got my Gemini Junior still at the side of me, just at the side of me, but I've got my G2 right at the side of me, and because I've got the turntable, it's just as easy to then just twirl it around, but I still use the junior plates most of the time. Still use the junior plates, and in all honesty as well, I'll probably get to a point where, you know, I don't want to say the novelty of the G2, but I'll probably get to a point where most of my die cutting again is still done through the Gemini Junior, so I'll probably switch them over and then bring in my Gemini Junior and have my G2 just to the side of me.
I do know what you mean, but being able to use the junior plates on the full-size Gemini is a bit special, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
And you could use them on your other Gemini, but you just have to put them the right, you know, across the width, but be able to use them in both directions, it just makes life so much easier.
That's right, so much easier. You just don't need to think about it. So when it comes to my embossing mat, I always just take my top plate off, pop my mat on, pop it back, I flip it round, and then I bring out my magnetic shim. There is never, ever, ever, ever a technique where you have your embossing mat and magnetic shim in together. Never happens. So don't ever worry about should they be in together. They're never together for no technique. So you just need to make sure that they come out. And then I'm just going to then peel that off here. And then what I can do just for the time being is if I just snip that off and then snip that away there. And then that's giving me that incredible embossed detail that you can see when it comes to that Renaissance border. And then what I can do is I'm going to cut that again just in white multi-purpose, but I'm not going to emboss it because this is going to be a white drop shadow.
Right.
So there's no point of embossing it because you're not actually going to see the embossed detail. So we're going to run that one through. So if we run that one through, I'm then just going to bring that border back in. Let's go in with my tacky glue. I meant to show finished samples at the start, but we'll do it at the end. Let's bring this one in, and then we can then peel that one away. Good thing with the G2 anyway, is that because you've got that pressure, if I tilt this one, you still get a fair whack of embossed detail. Oh, there we go. You can see that. That's even without the embossing mat.
That's actually quite a nice amount of embossing.
It is, isn't it? Actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's nice. That one's really strong, bold, and full of embossed detail, whereas that one's just kind of like that mediocre. So let's pop that, all these out the way. So I'm going to go into the back of my Centura Pearl border, and I'm just going to give that a little layer within my tacky glue. So I'm just using my little applicator, which we went over on Glue School the other day. And then for this one, when it comes to drop shadow, usually I come to the bottom right-hand corner, but I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hover straight over the top, but I'm going to pull straight
Oh, I see what
down.
you mean, yeah.
So it's completely symmetrical, but I've got that little bit of white multi-purpose that's just popping out. You can just see that there. Now it's up to you whether it's a mil, 2 mils, it's entirely up to yourself. And then I've taken 4.5 by 6.5. So this is white multi-purpose. So I'm going to do the reveal in a moment, but I would do that twice. So I would do that twice, and same, using my tacky glue, what I would do is I would attach that to the base, I would get that symmetrical, and then I would chop, and just even off the bottom. And then once you've done that twice, that's what you're going to be left with. And that's
absolutely
white multi-purpose, and I've just popped in a couple of silver petals there. So if I take this one off and bring in another Centura Pearl hint of silver layer. So as I said, this one here was 4.5 by 6.5. That's going to be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So although you've got your Centura Pearl that's blending in to that Centura Pearl layer, you've got your white multi-purpose that's kind of breaking it up, plus you see the white multi-purpose through there. Let's pop this onto our card blank before we start to build the rest of it. So let's go in with these layers here. I've got a 5 by 7 card blank, but I've cut this from a 7 by 7 card. So I've created a top fold.
Yeah.
So I've got my top fold like that. So instead of my 5 by 7 opening in that kind of traditional way, I know I didn't do it within the Colours of Summer paper pad, but I always like to try and put an insert layer in. Even although at the moment I don't know who I'm giving it to, I still like to put a little coordinated insert in the middle, and then I can stamp later on or print onto another layer and stick that in. Before we bring these ones in, let's bring in another piece of white Centura Pearl. So again, all of this is white Centura Pearl with a hint of silver and white multi-purpose, which if you've been with Crafters Companion and Crafters TV at least for a couple of months, you're going to have both of these. You know, you're going to have a Centura Pearl, whether it's coming with a bundle or something. So we're going to then cut that out. So run that one through. So this one here, when it comes to the Rialto bridge, that's got a lot of embossed detail as well. So we'll emboss it while we'll have just time to do that. So flip it over. I'm then just going to bring in my embossing mat. We can take that excess away. Embossing mat on, top plate back, flip it, remove the magnetic. It's just my way to remember to do it. You know, if I try and do it any other way, I sometimes forget.
Yeah.
And
I think you probably don't even realise it's a top tip, but the fact that you go frosted shim above your die and then your magnetic makes it easier, because if you put your magnetic shim next to your metal die, when you come to peel it off, sometimes you can then lift up the die. So I think you do it without even realising you're doing it.
No, I don't actually, no.
But always make sure you frost, if you're going to be doing embossing and removing the magnetic shim, always make sure you put the frosted shim below the magnetic shim.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now look at that within the Centura Pearl. You've got all that ridge detail all the way round. And then what I've also done is I've done that within white multi-purpose, but this time, Corrine, I've done the white multi-purpose on the top, and then I've done the Centura Pearl.
So you flipped it.
As that drop shadow on the back, so I'm flipping the layers. So we're going to then bring these in. I've gone in with a little strip and I've stamped out, just breathe, you'll never live this moment again, which is from that sentiment set. So let's add all these on. So I've got my tape already on the back of this base layer here. And I'm going to then put my decorative layer on top in a moment. So I'm going to go into place here. We're kind of creating that bridge work between the top and the bottom. I'm going to press that in. Let's take all of these off. Lifting with foam pads. Another step that is completely optional. This would still look beautiful if you have it flat. So don't think as though you have to put the depth on it. But I think the white work with the Centura Pearl, the white, giving it the drop shadow, but then adding that little bit of lift, which gives it its natural little shadow as well, depending on where it's sitting and where the sunlight's coming from, or the light from the living room, or wherever the card's sitting, you get that natural drop shadow. That's then going to sit into here, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in with the bridge. So I'm going to go a little bit further up. That's then going to come down here. I'm going to give that a light little bend. I'm going to put just a little foam pad at the top, just so it's creating that little bit of structure at the top. So if I put just a little foam pad.
Stunning to think you've not used any colour whatsoever.
No,
it
nothing.
really is beautiful.
Nothing whatsoever. Keeping it all simple and as natural as I can. I'm just putting a little bit of glue at each corner here so that I get a little bit of height coming up. And it's not too much, it's just a little, but it's enough. I've just popped a few little gems at the top there. Hold that for a second. This one, I'm going to come along into place. Let's just pop foam pad at each side there. And then into there. I'm going to bring that into there just so I can still see that little gem. But then changing the white and the white multi-purpose against the multi-purpose and then the white back and forwards, creating that white work. But then you get that shimmer from the Centura Pearl as well. You're getting that drop shadow. And that was, I want to say, about 1.5 sheets of white multi-purpose. 1 sheet of white multi-purpose and 1 and a bit of white Centura Pearl for that one.
Absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving that. It is truly stunning. If you want this collection, so it's an 8-piece, so you're going to get 8 stamps and 14 dies in total. It is £51 or $68, but again, it's your platinum price, £40.80 or $54.40. Loads and loads of love coming in from there for that. Now, Kim Rice says, I have so many pretty edgeables, need to figure out ways to use them on my scrapbook pages. Brilliant. Edgeables are gorgeous for scrapbook pages. One I quite like to do is have them just coming out from behind your photograph, just down one side. Looks really, really pretty. Charlotte Everett says, I love this collection. Betty Gossel says, you know when you did the edgeables, top and bottom, just on the card base, I saw the comment come through there and she said, looks like a tiara, and it does. Yeah. Linda Armstead says, nice for a wedding card. I was thinking that when Craig just had the borders top and bottom, could you imagine having these as wedding invitations? Just keeping, I think that white and that hint of silver just really, really works. Elegant card, says Mary Ann. Beautiful card, Craig, says Julie Barlow. Linda Armstead says, nice card, Craig. Olds 29 says, stunning card, Craig. Very elegant and beautiful card, says Kim Lusk. And absolutely beautiful card, Craig. Love the 2 whites you used. Beautiful, says Colleen. And you could be doing that too. And as Craig said, he's going to really try and show you something a little bit different with this collection today. Now, we've only got just over 6 minutes left, or 6 minutes now. So we need to get some voting done so our Victoria can tell us which one has won today. So we've got 2 cards and a little Jigsaw gift bag as well. So Craig, could you quickly talk us through your makes, please?
Of course I can, absolutely. So we've done a bit of colouring at the start, but when it comes to main demos here, what we've got is number 1 from our Colours of Summer paper pad. Number 2, paper pad, but also the abstract Jigsaw dies. And then number 3, which is, of course, from the Venetian Grace. So number 1, number 2, or number 3. 3 completely different demos and projects there for you to create, but 1, 2, or 3. Absolutely gorgeous. You've got 3 to choose from. So I'm just sorting out all my bags here because, yes, I like to have some bags. Paw Print ×4 says Craig is really on his game this morning. There we go. Lovely comments. We are loving those. Thank you to everyone. And don't forget, keep sending in pictures of your cards, and we will have a vote later. Now, I want to show you, as you can see, a couple of our different bags. So this is our deluxe tote. You'll see a lot of us using this time and time again. It's a stalwart of a bag. It just goes on and on and on. Now, I've had mine as long as I've been at Crafters Companion, which is about 18 months now. It's coming up for about 18 months this month. You wouldn't know mine wasn't brand new. This fabric just seems to repel the dirt and muck. It really doesn't get mucky. It's a really, really robust bag. You can see it stands brilliant. Got nice firm bottom on there. Now you've got lots of capacity inside. So we've built it in such a way it's multi-craft, if that's what you say. All of these inner pieces either fold flat or pop out. So you can have the inside as capacious or as organised as you want. It's entirely up to you. So really good, so you can then pop in the dividers and really partition it off if you want. You've then got your 7 pockets around the outside, all edged, so they're not going to overstretch. They're going to hold that there. You've then got another little pocket just there, so you can be putting, I don't know, paper and bits into there. And then, really importantly, you've got this lovely zipped even pocket down there. Maybe if you're going out to a crop or something, that's where you're going to put your keys, your purse, your phone. But I use mine, it's got all the little bits in. I've got little bits of glitter in there. I've got my red liner tape in there. All the smaller bits I don't want to lose. Now, can I just say, you can put things in here, and because of the way it's built, they don't fall out. I don't lose things out of there. You've got your little square rings on here for your handles, so they open right back. If I was to put something A4 in there, I can still bring the handles closed over the top. Really, really
excellent bag, and you're going to find it's not just for paper crafts. It could be for your sewing, it could be for your knitting, it could be for your hair accessories, it could be for a baby bag around the house. Beautiful design that you're not going to mind seeing on show. Lovely, lovely design, but something that you are going to get so much use out of. £26 or $29 today. You're saving over 25%, I think that said. Yeah, I think that says 25%. And it does, she says. Your platinum price is £20.80 or $23.20. Really gorgeous bag. So really useful. Now, this one is our Nancy bag, and it fits our rotating board. It says on the front here. It's great for the rotating design board. There you go, you can put that in, because you've got these really long handles. I love that it's see-through, so you can see what you've got in there. You've got little pockets inside and outside, but it's all reinforced, it's all edged, and you've got a zip, so you know that whatever you put in there is really secure. They've then put the fabric base on there, so you know you're not going to go through the plastic. It just reinforces it. Nice firm bottom on there. If you want this, it doesn't have to be for your rotating design board, but just to tell you that you could. I think you could put your normal scoreboard in there and you'd still get room above the handle, so it's really, really useful. You can put A4 in there, absolutely no problem. £10.49 or $11.89. If you're platinum, £8.39, $9.51. So that's really useful. And I'm going to very quickly mention the workstation. This is the brilliant, look at the footprint of this. It's really not too big, and you're going to get so much in here. The pockets go right to the front. It's totally Tiffany. You know the design involved in totally Tiffany. You've got pockets here. You've got all of these little compartments down here that can be removed if you want to. You've got lovely compartments across there. You've got the larger one here. You've got 12 by 12 storage at the back. You've got nets on the side. You've also got long ones here for rulers and things. I use mine for projects storage. So if I'm doing a project, if I've got a commission to do, I'll put everything I need for that one in there. I can put my stamping platform in here, or my rocker blocks down there. I could be putting my ink pads in. I could be standing up the pens that I want to use. My 12 by 12 pad's going to go in there, as is my A4 card. And then I can just carry it around until I've completed that project. Then I'll unload it and I'll load it with my next project. It keeps everything contained. And like I say, the footprint, so the space it's going to take up on your desk is so, so small. And it will still fit in your cube storage if you want to. I bet you could probably put two back to back in your cube storage. I bet you could. I've not checked that. But your platinum price for that is £16.79 or $19.59. So that is really useful. And this today is available in pink. Now, the winner of the first show is it's not that one, it's number one.
Number one.
Number one. There we go.
Good try. I did think three. I thought three might have it to the post.
I just think that it was the beautiful colours of number one. Everybody is loving that. Really, really is a pretty, pretty card. There we go. So, Charlotte Everett says, I love my bag. Looking forward to getting the new pattern too. You know something there, do you, Charlotte? And Joe Holzer says, I have two of these bags and love them. Right, we've got to go. We will be back at 3 o'clock with all things foil press. So until then, please come back. Join us in 2 hours. And Craig and I are going to go and have some lunch, and we'll come back and see you soon. Bye. I'm so...